Dr. Phillips, a few years ago, yes, at the Manor Duddus
Inquiry.
inquiry, you were quoted as saying, with regards to what has been described as secret MOUs, none of my cabinet colleagues had an awareness of the existence of Operation Anthem, a secret operation between Jamaica and the US and Britain at the time when I signed or before these MOUs were signed. It was the considered view that cabinet was not an appropriate body for the sharing of that information given the high level of secrecy. What would have informed that decision, Dr. Phillips, in terms of cabinet not being the appropriate body for the sharing of classified information?
Well, the Constitution itself was designed, if you look at the way, for example, defense matters are dealt with by a defense board, which does not include the cabinet. And it was designed because it recognized the obvious, that you could find a situation where not every member of the cabinet was beyond repute in these matters. So that's how it was. That's how it was designed.
So
Anthem, hold on. Anthem was not I came and found it in place. It had not been the result of a brief. I also, as in the way that transitions should take place, I also made clear upon my demitting the office to another government all the things that were underway in the security domain. So,
What did I hear you just say, Dr. Phillips, that there were members of the...
Let me finish my point first.
Okay.
Please. It was vetted by the law officers of the Crown, the Solicitor General, the Attorney General's chambers, all of those agreements, which are not in the nature of treaties, but really administrative agreements just about how information. What was created as a so-called defense was a smoke screen at the time. It continues to be, and there was no breach of any law in Jamaica.
But did I hear you correctly, that there were members of that cabinet who you could not trust?
No, I never said that. I said you could always have a case. It's always, just like how legal matters in relation to the Jamaica Defense Force, its deployments, etc., were designed by the founders of the Constitution, not to be considered by cabinet, because they had ample experience of coups and other things in other countries being organized by members of cabinets of people, of cabinets in other countries. And there was never any notion that it couldn't happen here. And there are also always the prospect that you could have members of a cabinet who, whether inadvertently or deliberately, could convey secret information to others. I mean, it happened. I have been a member of, I have sat in the cabinet from as far back as 1989, even though I was not a member in 1989, and I've seen decisions taken where on security matters where Prime Minister Manley or others said a subcommittee consisting of himself and a subset of members would consider the matter. It's just, the realities of governance.
But not even your Prime Minister you shared it with at the time?
I didn't say that.
We're asking.
Just to say the appropriate persons who should know knew.
But that doesn't answer our question, Dr.
Was the
Phillips.
Prime Minister...
Well, I'm not going to go further than that. In that, the appropriate persons who should know, including the Prime Minister. Yes.
Okay, he knew at the time.
Yeah, yes, that's what I've said. The appropriate persons who should know knew.
Mm-hmm.